I'm not afraid.
Yeah. It's been a ride. I guess I had to go to that place to get to this one.
Yeah. My name is Steve Lytle. I am a member of Grace Point Church. When I was a kid coming up, you know, I was a kid that had dreams, had goals, you know, just like every kid out there in the world. I had two wonderful brothers, two wonderful sisters, a good mom, a good dad. Had good academics, and I was a heck of an athlete. I had baseball going for me and basketball going for me, just like my older brother. And I'll tell you this right now, my older brother was my idol. I got into drugs and alcohol real bad. I got into the street life, and I started carrying myself in that manner. You know, gangsters and drug dealers and all the madness they had going on in their lives, you know, and people feared them. And that's how I wanted to portray my life. I threw away a lot of good times I could have had with my family, a lot of good times I could have had with my close friends. Many events that happened in my life that where I should have died, or I should have gone to prison. I was pretending for the most part of my life. In front of my family, I was this guy, and in front of my people, I was this guy. And that weighed onto me all the way up until I decided to get sober in 2004 off alcohol and drugs. I got in the program and I started looking at this almighty creator they were talking about. I was truly pretending to believe in this almighty creator, pretending, as I say. And for the past 7 years, I did that. I pretended. I can lie and manipulate with the best of them. You know, living a sober and free life, it's great. But not truly being who you are, it's not great. I can remember times in my past where, like for instance, the death of my grandmother. I was higher than a kite, man. And I watched her die right in front of me in the hospital. And I felt her spirit come out of her body as she stared me dead in the eyes. And she's been like my almighty guardian angel ever since that day. I watched the best friend of mine, a real good close friend of mine, get shot and murdered right in front of me. And that's things my family don't even know about. And I'm sitting in front of a camera telling people about it now. That dude was like a brother to me, man. And it's weighed a big portion of my life. The pain I have felt for just them two certain people for the past 12 years. It has allowed me to not let anybody get close to me, because if I let people get real close to me, I would be afraid they would die or go away. And the moment they get close to me, I'd push them away and push them further and further away. October 25th, I was in the I don't care mode. And I went to a bar, and my friend was there. I said, hey man, would it be good or bad if I walked up to that bar? I got a shot of tequila and chased it with a Red Bull. Would that be good or bad? He looked me dead in the eye and said, I don't know, Steve, let's go find out. We went up to the bar and I got that shot of tequila and I had that Red Bull. I never thought in a million years that I ever hear God talk through a friend of mine. God was staring at me through his eyes. Because he looks at me and goes, Steve, I want to watch you take that shot of tequila, and I want to watch you throw away everything you've done good and or bad in the past 7 years. I want to watch you throw away your family. I want to watch you throw away your friends. I want to watch you throw away everything. And I got this gut-wrenching feeling in my stomach. And I looked at him and said, brother, I gotta go, man. And I got in my car and I filled it up full of gas, and I drove from Wichita, Kansas, almost to Edmond, Oklahoma. For the first time in my entire life, I can honestly say I was talking to God during that trip, man, and it was crazy. I turned around and I went home, still talking to God. I got home at 5 o'clock that morning. I woke up at 9:30, took a quick shower, threw my clothes on, and I came up to church, man. And I walked through the doors and I seen Snow sitting in the auditorium right before sermon. And I went up to him and I was like, brother, I gotta talk to you after this sermon. He goes, all right, Steve. And we went out back. And for the first time in a long time, I cried, and I cried hard. And these little tears I got are tears of joy, because I admitted to Pastor Snow and God himself that I quit trusting God for a little over a year and a half. I told him I was pretending to trust him. Through all the recklessness in my life, how can I say I was pretending to trust him when he was right there with me the entire time? You know, I say from that day forward, I completely give him my life. I made a decision right then. I want to be one person only. I don't want to lie to nobody no more. I don't want to manipulate them. I don't want to hurt them. I just want to be their friend. Their friend. After that day, I talked to Snow. I built a relationship with him and some other gentleman up here at the church. And Monday nights celebrate recovery, and I appreciate them guys. Because I laid it all out on the table for the first time in my entire life. I let everything out there on the table. It felt good. God forgave me for all the wrong I've done. It took me a little over a month and a half, and I prayed and I read the Bible. I even got it downloaded on my iPhone, man, which is crazy. December 4th, this past year, I invited all these people that have gotten close to me, and I didn't really realize how close they were to me until this past couple months, and I invited them to my baptism. And they watched me get dunked in that water. I should be incarcerated. I should have been dead. I almost got drunk. That almost was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. Well, I can say now it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Because a little over a month later, I gave myself completely and utterly to God. As I prayed to him every day, I give you all of me, God. I give you all of me, Jesus. Like you gave everything for us, I give you all of me. I don't want nothing less. I'm not afraid to take a stand,